Previously on the Shannon's Dream bike build.
So all the paint jobs I do here is all custom mixed paint. Nothing's colour coded. Makes it a bit harder for people to reproduce my work.
This paint job is incredible. He's delivered above and beyond yet again.
It's so sick.
Coming up on the Shannon's Dream bike build.
You've got to enjoy the fruits of your labour, and this thing is coming up sweet.
Mate, honestly, first thought I was nervous, and now, wow. Honestly, I was a bit nervous, but now.
What, don't you trust me? G'day internet, come in here. We've got episode 5 of the Shannon's Dream bike build today, assembly day. It's a madhouse in here at the moment. We have bits and pieces everywhere. Got the parts back from Nathan at Paint just the other week, so we're ready to chuck this thing together. Now we've got the engine in the frame, we're prepping the swing arm. We've got some new bushes that we had to make because the factory stuff is plastic. So Dylan this morning got on the lathe and made them out of bronze. So those are getting prepped up, packing it full of grease, and then we'll slide it into the frame. This is a bit of an issue because when we did the 550 engine swap, I think between the year models, the wheel and swing arm was slightly different. So yeah, now we've just got to make it all fit. So during fabrication, tear down, all the rest of it, we always leave our old bearing races in. We'll always replace these with a tapered roller bearing over the old ball bearing style, but we leave the old races in and knock them out once all the paint and stuff is done. It keeps your bearing surface nice and clean. So I'm just gonna give that a little whiz up to take a bit of the old gunk off, clean it up, and then we'll knock the new bearings in. Front end's gonna go on. So the assembly on the CB550 is going about as well as you could expect. Everything fitting together nice. We've got the bike sitting on the wheels now and up to the point now where we're going to start hanging the accessories on the bike. So I've got our 5 3/4 headlight here and this bracket that I made that this will bolt up underneath the triple clamp, house your speedo in this stainless steel cup here, and your headlight and also your indicators, which will act as our headlight bolts. So I'm gonna go fit all this stuff up and then we can bolt it on the bike.
Once the rolling chassis is done and we're piecing everything together, we get a bit excited and we start throwing some more bits on it. We usually put the tank on it so we can get a good look at it.
You've got to enjoy the fruits of your labour, and this thing is coming up sweet. It's pretty sick. Now that we've got all the polished and chrome starting to hang off this grey-green frame that we have, I'm really getting fired up to see the rest of the project. Now, our client Scott must have had his spidey senses tingling. Either that or the photos that I've been texting him have got him too excited. He just gave me a call. He's going to come down and check out the progress on the bike before we get the wiring started. Hey Scotty.
Tom, how are you, mate?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Come in for a bit of an update.
Oh, mate, check that out, eh?
Yeah, I guess it's
Cool.
lucky you're in town. Try not to give too much away, but
I know.
if you're around, you can come in for a look.
Mate, photos don't do it justice, they do that. That's just incredible.
And what do you think about the colour on Chrome?
Mate, honestly, first thought I was nervous, and now, wow. Honestly, I was a bit nervous, but now,
What, don't you trust me?
I did trust you.
Yeah, all right.
That's what I did, I trusted you. And now it's just incredible, like, yeah, incredible.
Having our clients in towards this stage of the build is a really good way to emphasise just how much fine detail work goes into these projects, especially when it comes to the finishing stages. It's good that he dropped in, he's happy, I'm happy, now I've got to get on with the wiring. Wiring the bike has begun. So I'm getting all the accessories and stuff wired in to our two central points. So on the bike we'll have a join under the tank and then a join under the seat where everything's connected. And I'm linking up the Dynatec performance ignition now to our new Dyna coils. So I've just wrapped up making all my key joins up front here. I've got a few little bits and pieces like the brake switch to connect, but that'll happen later. So as I mentioned before, we have three major sections on each of our bikes in terms of our electrical joins. We have our front join, which connects all of the accessories on the front end to the loom. We have our center section, which houses our black box, and then the hidden battery box, which generally on our bikes gets hidden underneath the swing arm. So that'll house our regulator rectifier, the battery of course, and then we've also hidden away our starter solenoid. This part is a really key point for us. So our black box is a wiring system that we've developed to eliminate a lot of the annoying sort of fuses, relays, and all of that mess that comes with old motorcycles. So this one tiny box houses absolutely everything that you need to get the job done. So I'm going to connect that up here, and that'll make everything talk to each other once we go to hit the button. So with the wiring done, I've got to take a bit of time off this project. Now we've got to take it out of our shop to go get some leather put on the seat. So it's a pretty dreary day on the Gold Coast today. We've got predominantly most of the bike assembled and ready to go. The wiring's pretty much complete too. We're going to now head over to Jamison from Timeless Auto Trim to have our colour choice figured out for the seat and have him trim that up. Now usually in our process this would happen a fair bit earlier in the piece, but because of the really unique colours that we've used on this bike, I wanted to see the bike pretty much completely together before we made a definitive decision on what we were going to do with the seat. Generally, I don't think a brown or a plain black is going to work on this one, so we're going to take everything over there with us and figure it out on the bike just to make sure we absolutely nail this one for Scotty. If you've watched our other purpose-built moto bike build series, Jamo will be a familiar face. We actually shared a shop for many years, but now he's out on his own. Now we've got the CB550 unloaded with Jamo, it's time to tear his shop apart and look at every single colour leather that he's got to try and figure out which one's perfect for this bike. Now that we've looked through about 1,000 samples, we've settled on a really nice reddish brown and a woven insert for detail. What happens next is Jamo and I will do a bit of a rough sketch on the seat and I'll leave him to get to work on stitching it up. Yeah, nice. I like that. Castle. That's the last piece of the aesthetic puzzle. As per usual, Jamo's knocked it out of the park, so now I've got to get it back to my shop and get it started for a test ride. The best part of our job is seeing the last few months' work that we've put into this CB550 all coming together for that first start. We're really excited to show you guys the reveal of this bike next episode. Make sure you like and subscribe, and here's what's coming up next.